Are you married to a narcissist? Part 2. 3 steps for survival before moving on. To review, a narcissist is a person with an inflated sense of their own importance, a deep need for excessive attention and admiration, troubled relationships, and a lack of empathy for others. They are often very charming and persuasive until you start challenging them or pushing back. Narcissism is not considered a mental disorder per se, but a character disorder or personality flaw. Narcissists are frequently very successful in life, but in intimate relationships they are challenged as their narcissism blocks intimacy. As I explained in part 1, they can be seen as a tick who must drink blood from a host, you, in order to survive. If you are married to a narcissist, you might want to run for the hills. But before that, consider the following 3 steps. Step 1. Stop blaming or shaming yourself for all the ills of your marriage and your inability to change things. Dealing with a narcissist can be very challenging, even for a professional therapist. A narcissist is excellent at gaslighting, turning everything around so the marital problems are always your fault. Step 2. Adjust your mindset to just accept the reality that your narcissist probably is not going to change and you probably can't fix them. The chances are they will deplete you if you allow it. Step 3. All narcissists are not equal. If he or she is a vulnerable narcissist, there may be hope for the relationship. Many less severe vulnerable narcissists have desirable qualities outside their narcissism, which can be focused on to improve things. Okay, some survival tips to live with a narcissist. The trick to survival is to have firm boundaries at the same time as giving them what they need emotionally. That is, learn how to stroke them. Stroking does not mean being insincere. Rather, it means honestly recognizing and acknowledging their achievements and accomplishments, which you may have stopped doing out of resentment toward them for always needing to be the center of attention. As an example, Betty and Steve have been married for 5 years. Steve was an incredibly successful businessman, but a narcissist who needed constant affirmation of his success by Betty and others. He was enraged, however, because Betty refused to acknowledge his business acumen around his finding a way to purchase a $3 million house for them, by the way, at age 40. Betty responded to his accomplishment by saying, "Why should I praise him? The house doesn't mean anything to me," while Steve was going around like a proud peacock needing recognition that he had made a great decision. The more he demanded it, the more stubborn and withholding she became. Finding a way to stroke Steve for his successes and accomplishments would have helped tremendously to decrease conflict and resentment to their marriage. A classic narcissist, Steve would give Betty almost anything as long as she affirmed him by stroking his ego. But the cost is high to do that. Again, Betty needs to decide if the marriage is worth it. In making her decision, Betty should consider the following thoughts which others have found helpful in dealing with a narcissistic partner. It is important for Betty and other partners of narcissists to 1. Have a strong sense of their own self-esteem, independent of their partner's opinions of them. 2. Have an autonomous and independent life outside of your relationship with the narcissist. To successfully deal with a narcissist, you pretty much have to be emotionally rock solid in your own identity. 3. Find a way to softly and gently deal with your partner's fragile ego to short-circuit their defensiveness. Don't argue with them on unimportant matters. Let them have their wins. If you can do this without damaging your own self-esteem or self-worth. 4. Find ways to emotionally prop them up without taking away anything from yourself. Acknowledge their accomplishments and achievements. Stroke them without being disingenuous. Finally, within reason, let them be right while you smile inside that you are the more mature. Take the high road if you can without demeaning yourself. Try looking at the bigger picture. For more tips on how to improve your relationship, go to my website, FioreCouplesCounseling.com, or call 714-745-1393.